hand and the end of time. What I'm trying to do, I promise you that I will not quit on you, that I will continue this quest to identify who I am. But as we go through these phases, however, there's so many things that come before me that I got to juggle so many balls. Telling you how these things while fighting the Antichrist myself. The Antichrist is the man that deals through falsehood. I have sit back and I have watched him. He is a man that goes, he deals in the things of the earth. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, he takes and he goes against God's will. There's nothing that you could talk to him about without him trying to take your life. I kind of lost words a minute ago, but I'll get back to this in a minute. What it is, you look at, you tell your sisters, you tell your brothers, you tell your neighbors that I am a man sent by God, preparing the way for the return. Well, the Antichrist is a man who seeks to destroy all these things. What I'm trying to say is, when you go and look at his words and you see what he do, he is a rich man. He is vandals of the earth. He vandalized. He's my sister's sons, my brother's son, and he is a vandal of the earth. What I'm trying to say is, he take and destroy things. Long time ago, when I was driven out of Pine Bluff, I told you about my addiction to drugs. When we came from that part, you hear work through the devil's workshop where people do so many things against the norm. These are bandits of the earth. That's the reason I had to take and sit down and watch these things. They're looking for the glorification that the human flesh could give. Now, for an example, you have heard the story about too big to fail. That's one of the biggest lies that ever was told. There's nothing on the face of this earth have got up so high that they're too big to fail. I'm telling you this. Well, you look at all the wars in the Middle East. This is from the script of the Bible. All of these things is from the script. When I told you make me out of a lie, I meant that. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel, the prophet. We go to the Chaldees. The Chaldees was and is today the CIA. You go to Daniel chapter 1, where all of these peoples was together. The CIA, the Chaldees, and Daniel. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's a part where God used these people. He took them out of the fire furnace, and after taking them out, one tried to steal the prophecy from Jeremiah. We get back to that in a minute. Because Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, all of these came in the formality of the same realm. For God took and placed us in the earth, He took and placed standard. He said in Jeremiah, myself as being called as a child. He said, tell them that they will know. This is in Jeremiah chapter 1 and on through there. I'm not going to prolong your time because I got so much on my plate. Okay? You go to Ezekiel. Same thing. Daniel, the same thing. But let us start with Daniel. This is where we are today. Daniel, you read the first part of Daniel, where the Chaldees, where Daniel was taken captive. They was getting all the favorite peoples to serve the king. But while they was in captivity, there was a vision came to the king. The Chaldees was a people of mythology. The peoples of the Chaldees couldn't interpret a dream. He said these things would have to come from God. So, as Daniel was called, summoned in, and he said, why is it so hasty that you want these here? He said, this comes from the God above, the Most High. Well, in Daniel chapter 32 and Daniel chapter 2, there was an image. Nebuchadnezzar presented before Daniel. He had a head of gold, breast of silver, and chest of brass, legs of iron, and feet was part iron and part clay. This creature was terrible. When Daniel began to interpretate this vision for Nebuchadnezzar, he spoke concerning the matter. This part was not to be interpreted until the range of the space shell. It was not to be interpreted until this man would have become the richest nation upon the earth, too big to fail in its prophecy. The word of God came in a vision so many years. The word went out, which was Jesus Christ. All of these things had to be coincide and prophesied within each other. Well, Nebuchadnezzar was not born. He had to grow in time. The space shell had to be built. He had to speak concerning the angels. The man